Welcome to Tri-Valley Sports Final, your program for the best in local sports action. On this week's show, Jalen Stokes is outstanding as the Dublin Gales face Doherty Valley for the NCS Division I Boys Basketball Championship. Cortavius Red Taylor lights it up as Granada battles St. Ignatius in the NorCal Division I Boys Basketball Playoffs. And Angel Akanyirije helps lead the way as the Amador Girls Soccer team takes on San Ramon Valley in the NCS Division I Girls Soccer Semifinals. All that and much more right here on Tri-Valley Sports Final. Welcome back to Tri-Valley Sports Final. I'm Ian Bartholomew. On this week's show, postseason basketball and soccer. We'll see Granada in both the NCS and NorCal boys basketball playoffs. We'll also see Dublin face Doherty Valley for the NCS Division I title. And we'll see the Amador Girls Soccer team as they meet San Ramon Valley in the NCS Division I semifinals. But to get us started with hoops, it's my co-host, Tim Sabrandi.
Great. Thank you, Ian. And fifth place in the North Coast Section Open Division Boys Basketball Playoffs on the line as the number 5 seed Granada Matadors scoring off against number 6 Clayton Valley Charter. Granada entered the game with a record of 22-4, while the Ugly Eagles came in with a record of 22-8. And there we see the Matadors breaking the huddle. And we pick up the action here on their home floor in the fourth quarter. The Mats are trailing 54-48. 1 minute to go. Lennon Lomba with the basket. And then we see Elijah Perryman answering back for Clayton Valley, 27 points in the night. Navon Long answering back himself, 2 of his 17 points. Now with 19 seconds to go, Marco Wild finds Spencer Lingowski, gets the basket and the foul, cutting the deficit to 56-55. So now we see a Wild sequence with Wild deflecting the ball, getting it to Sebastian Terrell to Wild fouled. And the home crowd likes that here in the waning moments. Wild would end up making both free throws. Granada now at 57-56, 13 and a half to go. Wild shot by Clayton Valley off the mark. Navon Long with the rebound, he is fouled. And they can sense victory there. Long would end up going to the line. He would hit 1 of 2 free throws. You see 5.9 to go in the game. Granada at 58-56. Eagles inbound the basketball. It would be Damian Miller who would end up punching the ball loose, and it goes to Long. He's fouled. And then Long would ice the game with 2 free throws there with 1.8 seconds to go. And nothing much Clayton Valley can do about it at this point. That one was close, but off the mark. Wouldn't have mattered anyway as Granada comes away with the exciting victory, 60-56. Navon Long, Spencer Lingowski combined for 29 points, and the Matadors rally 6-point deficit in the final minute. So great comeback for Granada.
Yeah, and some great defense by Granada, especially on the inbounds pass. They got a couple of steals and converted it into baskets and to free throws too.
Well, and I think that's one of Granada's biggest strengths. I mean, when they apply that full court pressure, they don't do it the whole game, but when they do, they're very effective. They pick their moments, and they're able to force turnovers. We saw that late, and they make some big buckets down the stretch.
Yeah, 6-point comeback lead in less than a minute. That's pretty impressive. Following the game, Granada would move on to the NorCal Division I playoffs. Up next, we'll have highlights as they face St. Ignatius. Plus, a little bit later, we'll see the Amador Girls Soccer team as they take on San Ramon Valley in the NCS Division I semifinals. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Tri-Valley Sports Final. As we saw in the last segment, Granada captured 5th place in the NCS Open Division Boys Basketball Tournament. That performance helped them earn the number 4 seed in the NorCal Division I playoffs. And the Matadors were victorious in their first game as they got past Intercom of Sacramento 58-53. With that win, Granada moved on to the second round where they would face another tough opponent, the 5th-seeded St. Ignatius Wildcats. We go back to Livermore. Granada head coach Caron Johnson looking on. Picked this game up in the first quarter. Matadors on the move. Navon Long through traffic feeds Lennon Lomba for the basket. St. Ignatius comes right back as Raymond Whitley drills a 3. More Granada. Lomba inside to Cortavius Red Taylor, who spins and buries the turnaround. At the end of one, Matadors trail 18-14. Second quarter, Lomba cross court to Spencer Langowski. His jumper's off the mark, but Taylor pulls it down and lays it in. Now, Whitley gives to Marcus Bast for 3. This time, Bast passes to Theo Lamb for 3. And now, Bast with the nice pass to a cutting Sebastian Fisher. This time, ball comes loose. Fisher picks it up and drives in for 2. Wildcats would open an 18-point lead in the second quarter, 34-16. Matadors try to rally. Langowski to Taylor, to Gavin Couture for 3. Now, Marco Wild feeds Taylor, who lays it in. And to close out the first half, Long gives to Wild, back to Long for the dunk. At the break, the lead is cut to 8, 36-28. Third quarter, St. Ignatius tries to open the lead back up. Lamb banks it in. He had 12 points. Now Lamb passes out to Steele Labat, who nails a 3. Granada comes right back, though. Long to Langowski for the 3-pointer. Now Lamba drives and scores. That cuts the lead to 5. Wildcats answer. Bast to Whitley, to Labat, to Lamb, back to Bast for 3. More Matadors and more Lamba. Here the senior guard drives, scores, and draws the foul. Now Wild goes baseline, passes out to Long for 3. And the comeback continues as Wild inbounds to Taylor, who scores and draws the foul. A 3-point play. Moments later, jumper's off the mark, but Taylor rips down the rebound, stays with it, and scores. That ties the game at 47. Late in the third quarter, Bast drains another 3-pointer. At the end of 3, St. Ignatius leads 53-50. Bast had 18 points. Fourth quarter, Langowski to Long for 2. Nice pass there by the senior. Now Taylor drives, spins, and flips it in. This time, Long passes to Wild for the jumper. Granada takes the lead, 58-56. After the Wildcats jump back on top, Lamba goes inside to Langowski, no good, but Taylor is there for the follow. Now, down a point, Damian Miles passes out to Langowski, who drills a 3. Mats jump on top, 63-61. Langowski finished with 15 points. Back and forth we go. Marcus Bast with the 3, cutting Granada's lead to 66-64. Now Raymond Whitley drives, scores, and draws the foul. The sophomore finished with 18 points. Moving ahead now, tied at 66, only seconds remaining. Marco Wild inbounds to Taylor. No good, but he grabs his own rebound and puts it in at the buzzer. Players and fans rush the court to celebrate. Taylor finished with 22 points as Granada edges St. Ignatius 68-66. Red Taylor and Navon Long combined for 39 points as the Matadors rally from an 18-point second quarter deficit to earn the win. So great comeback by Granada and a really exciting game there. Another exciting game.
Another exciting game. And I mean, I really think that first game against Clayton Valley gives them the confidence to convert late in that second game, you know, and they are able to earn that. You think about what's the NCS consolation, what's that mean? Well, they get a higher seed, so then they get to host St. Ignatius. They play in front of a wild crowd. You know, they have that big comeback late. Now they have confidence to convert late. You see Taylor with that money put back at the buzzer. Exciting crowd. What a great win for Granada, and I think that fueled even future success after this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Really nice win for them.
Yeah, no doubt about that. So we'll see Granada again on next week's show as they take on Shenandoah Valley. But now we go from basketball to girls soccer as the EBL champion Amador Valley Dons were facing Shenandoah Valley in the NCS Division I semifinals. And there you see the Dons gathered before the match. And we pick up the action right here, though. Shenandoah Valley shot on goal, saved by goalie Sydney Head. You know, the Dons again on defense. This time it would be Head, diving save. And nice stop there. Shenandoah Valley is still on the attack. This time it would be the goal off of the free kick from Lauren Keeley. The Shenandoah Valley up 1-0, and then Keeley again with the free kick, this one off the mark. Amador Valley still on defense. Deep in their own end, but then we see Julia Wanis blocking the kick and clearing it out. Wolves continue to attack off the corner kick, but another clear out to San Ramon Valley, and that's a long pass. Aiken Urigay outrunning the defense the length of the pitch and scoring. 1-1, nice job. Kaya Hoyman getting it to her, and again, all the way down the field, coast to coast. You rarely see that at this level of soccer, but great execution for the Dons. And San Ramon Valley, great execution for them as well, as the box is crowded. And Haley Tyak eventually would get the goal. San Ramon Valley up 2-1. Dons back again on their own defensive end. Sydney Head punching it out. Still the ball in the box, and then Head scoops it up to end the threat. Amador Valley on the counter attack. Nice throw in. Header back to Stimson. Long drive to the goal, but there is Caitlin Bray to make the save. So we're tied 2-1 at the break. Amador Valley breaking the huddle for the second half, but it would end up being all San Ramon Valley in the second half. We see Head here doing a good job with this save. San Ramon Valley continuously on the attack. Head, another great save, trying to limit the damage. It's still 2-1 at this point. But then the free kick, Lauren Keeley, her shot is off the bar. And then we see Julia Bogan, Sani Scholze following up. And now San Ramon Valley would be up 3-1. Don's doing what they can to counterattack. Akinurige, long shot, scooped up by Emma Henze, who was in goal at this point. And then we see San Ramon Valley putting the game away right here off the long throw in, and a nice goal. Ella Beardsley, and that San Ramon Valley would end up adding one more. And there you see the final numbers as the Wolves outscored the Dons 3-0 in the second half to go on to the win. Despite the loss, Amador Valley would still advance to the NorCal Division I playoffs. There they lost a tough 4-3 decision in a shootout to the second-seeded Del Oro of Loomis in the first round, but still a great season for them, making it all the way to the CIF NorCal playoffs.
Yeah, and EBAL champions in one of the best leagues in Northern California, especially one of the best, mostly public leagues in Northern California. Just great season for them. A lot of players coming back, losing only 5 seniors off this year's team. 5 talented seniors, of course, but they've got a lot. Cupboard is not bare at Amador.
No doubt about that. And despite the disappointment of the loss of San Ramon Valley, you can't take away the fact that they were the regular season champs of the East Bay Athletic League. Then they won the tournament championship of the East Bay Athletic League, making it all the way to CIF NorCal. And San Ramon Valley, credit to them. I mean, they had a great run of their own. So just in this match, a little bit too much for the Dons to handle. A great season for both teams. And as you mentioned, the cupboard is not bare at Amador Valley.
And what a play by Angel, that just running almost the length of the field with that. That's one of the goals of the year, no doubt.
No doubt about that. That's absolutely one of the best plays.
And that'll do it for soccer. Up next, we'll have more boys basketball as Dublin takes on Doherty Valley for the NCS Division I championship. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Tri-Valley Sports Final. The NCS Division I Boys Basketball Championship was on the line recently as the third-seeded Dublin Gales hosted longtime rival and fourth-seeded Doherty Valley. Teams played twice earlier in the season, with Wildcats winning the first meeting and the Gales winning the rematch in the EBAL tournament. And we go out to Dublin Gales head coach Tom Costello looking on. Start off with some Dublin defense. Jalen Stokes knocks it to Evan Bautista. Back to Stokes for the reverse layup. Moments later, more defense as Cameron Anderson, the sophomore, comes over and blocks the shot. Doherty Valley comes right back though. Chris Falgren drives, scores, and draws the foul for a three-point play. More Dublin. Jalen Stokes hits the turnaround. Now Isaiah Wong passes to Stokes. Out to Miles Pollard for 3. Late in the first quarter, Adi Malali goes baseline for the floater at the end of 1. We're tied at 11. Second quarter, more Dublin. Stokes gives to Bautista. No good, but Anderson is there for the tip in. Moments later, Stokes beats Batista. Gales lead 19-13. Wildcats answer. Freshman Rylan Sevilla drills a three. Now Batista pulls up and banks in the jumper. This time Batista makes a nice move and lays it in. And to close out the first half, Mullally drives, scores, and draws the foul. At the half, Gales lead. It's cut to 24-20. Dublin Dance Team performs during the intermission. And we move ahead now to the third quarter. Gales break the huddle. Jalen Stokes drives, fights off the defender, and scores over the double team. Moments later, Stokes does it again as he goes baseline for the floater. Now, out of another double team, Stokes makes a nice backdoor pass to Ramir Raymore. Dublin leads 30-26. Now, Isaiah Wong scores. This time, Pollard to Batista for the corner three. At the end of three, Gales lead 43-37. Fourth quarter. Doherty Valley tries to come back. Kenny Cloud with a three and is fouled for a 4-point play. That cuts the lead to 2. At this point, Gales go on a run. Pollard misses, but Anderson is there for the tip. Now, Pollard passes to Batista. His shot's off the mark, but Anderson scores again. This time, Pollard drives and scores. He's finished with 9 points. Now, Wong goes to Batista, to Stokes. The bounce pass to Raymore, who lays it in. He had 7 points. That makes it 51-44. Dublin now with a little give and go. Anderson to Stokes. Back to Anderson for 2 of his 8 points. Wildcats battle back with a run of their own. Mullally to Jaden Doty for 3. Now, Mullally keeps it himself. He pulls up and buries the 3-pointer with 1:10 left. Wildcats jump on top 58-55. After a Dublin free throw, Jaden Doty sinks 2 from the line to make it 60-56. 39 seconds left. Wildcat turnover. Pollard scores to cut the lead to 2. Now, Mullally's fouled. He hits both free throws to make it 62-58. 11.9 seconds left now. Doherty Valley coach Mike Hansen discussed his strategy. Gales continue to battle. Stokes to Wong for 3. That cuts the lead to 61. Kenny Cloud steps to the line. He makes 2 free throws to make it 64-61. 2.9 seconds left. Dublin inbounds. The 3-point attempt off the bar. No good. Off the back rim. The Wildcats rush the court to celebrate. Doherty Valley wins their 2nd straight NCS championship as they edge Dublin 64-61. And there you see the final score as the Wildcats come out on top. Gales would move on to the NorCal tournament for the 7th straight year, and they would give top-seeded Clovis West all they could handle before falling in the second half. Another good season for Dublin. Only 3 seniors on this year's team, so a lot of players coming back and a lot of talent.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And this is just another great chapter in a storied rivalry between Dublin and Doherty Valley. It doesn't go back, it doesn't have the 50 years, 100 years of history of some of these others, but a great rivalry indeed. A lot of these great battles in front of huge crowds.
A lot of intense games.
Yeah, really. And, Dublin was up 5 late. They just... a couple big shots by Doherty Valley. They were just so good on the foul line all night long. I think they were like 21-23 or something like that. That made a huge difference. And, Dublin, they had the lead throughout, but they could never quite pull away. That 4-point play that we saw, that was big at the start of the fourth quarter because Dublin went up 6 going into the fourth, and Doherty Valley right away answers back. But still a lot to be excited for if you're a Gale basketball fan for the future. We'll be back with more, including our Tri-Valley Sports Final Athlete of the Week, right after these messages, so please stay with us.
Our Tri-Valley Sports Final Athlete of the Week is Livermore soccer star Dylan Volker. Dylan ranked among the state leaders with 20 goals and 8 assists. The senior midfielder also helped his team to the North Coast Section playoffs for the 2nd straight year. Among his top regular season performances were 2 goals and a 3-2 victory over NCS Division I and NorCal Division II runner-up Doherty Valley, and a goal and an assist in a 2-2 tie with crosstown rival Granada. For his efforts, Dylan was named the EBAL's Offensive Most Valuable Player. Our Tri-Valley Sports Final Athlete of the Week is Livermore soccer star Dylan Volker. Congratulations to him. Great season, 20 goals, 8 assists, remarkable.
Man, you think about 20 goals playing in the East Bay Athletic League. Now, granted, obviously, some of those came outside of league, but it doesn't matter. I mean, you play such stiff competition, and not just in league, but out of league. I mean, that's a huge mark. You just don't see numbers like that very often anymore.
Right, right. And next week's show, we'll see the Granada boys basketball team in action as they take on San Ramon Valley for the NorCal Division I championship. Wolves also had a great year.
A fantastic year. And San Ramon Valley Granada, I feel like they've been in battles all year long, you know. So just another chapter in that battle, and another packed house at Dublin High School, which ended up playing host to that event.
Right. And we'll also have begin our coverage of the spring sports season with boys volleyball, defending EBAL champion and NCS runner-up Foothill, taking on another perennial powerhouse, Campo Lindo. And Coach Collins has his team ready to go already.
Well, and he's looking to run it back. What a great year they had last year, you know, and Campo Lindo is always a great program, so it'll be great to see that action. Obviously, the end of the winter sports, and we have so many successful spring sports as well. So
yeah, we're also going to have some softball, both Foothill and Livermore, in preseason action as they get their seasons underway, and a lot of great players coming back, especially in softball this year.
No doubt about that, and the biggest challenge that they've had is the rain. You know, the rain holds off. We get all dry all the way up until right at the start of spring sports, and then the floodgates open. So team's been dealing with that, but now the weather's starting to clear and getting back out there, so we should have a little bit more action.
Yep, and that will do it for this edition of Tri-Valley Sports Final. For Tim Sobrani and me and Bartholomew, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.